Hey, everybody, welcome back to the J&L Chronicles Live.
Hey. Today we're doing facts so weird you won't believe they're true. And I only read a few of them in advance, and they're wild so far. Well, things I hadn't heard of.
Are you almost in disbelief?
Yeah.
All right, what's the first one?
All right, there's a company that turns dead bodies into an ocean reef.
Recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of like they cremate you and then they turn your bod like your ashes into mulch and like they plant a tree with it. I've seen that. I haven't seen them turning your remains into.
Yeah, it says this one mixes the cremated remains of a person with concrete to create a pearl onto which the loved ones can etch personal messages, handprints, or environmentally friendly mementos. And then the pearl is encased in a reef ball.
Okay. Personally,
That provides habitat for fish. That's pretty cool.
I wouldn't mind just being dumped overboard and letting the fish eat me.
I know you've said this before.
At least then I'd be fish food. My body would be doing something rather than just taking up space in a.
Instead of worm food.
No, because when they embalm you.
Oh yeah, it gets unless you did the natural burial.
Yeah. And quite frankly, I don't want someone stumbling over my body in, 150 some odd years or whatever and being like, oh, let's do something with this.
Where are all the dead people gonna go? These cemeteries are gonna fill up. I don't understand.
At what point does a cemetery become unprofitable? Like, when it's all used up, what happens? I need to know.
Yeah.
If someone out there,
I'm so curious,
has ever worked at a cemetery, and like your boss is telling you, well, we gotta start downsizing because we just don't have room for bodies anymore.
They must invest really good.
Yeah.
When people pay for the plots, that's the only thing I can figure.
And both your aunt and my grandma are buried at the same cemetery. And it's not a big cemetery. And it's been there forever. How is it not full?
I do not know. Are a lot of people not? Maybe a lot of people are getting cremated now? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I bet there are a lot of people, but there's still a lot of burials too.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I still think that they're like, okay, well, we're on to. Okay. We're at the end of the list, so why don't we just go back to the beginning and number one that was buried can disappear because I don't think her loved ones. Oh yeah, look at that.
Would
all
be
her
awful.
loved ones are here too.
That would be awful.
It's the only
once
way
you buy the plot, it's your real estate.
Some people got some really cheap real estate then.
Well, look how big it is.
Yeah.
For the price.
There's an annual coffee break festival?
I haven't heard of this.
Why do you need to have a coffee break festival?
Some people love their coffee. I'm just not a coffee drinker.
Do the people that work at the coffee break festival get a coffee break? It's like you're celebrating a break, but yet you have people working there. That seemed a little messed up.
Yeah. It includes coffee tastings, brew-offs, and bean spitting contests. It's in Wisconsin.
That makes sense.
Bean spitting contests. Man, you couldn't get me to put a coffee bean in my mouth.
Well, a lot of people do. They sell chocolate-covered espresso beans.
Not for me. Mm-mm. This next one is weird, and I've never heard of it. You can buy a flying bicycle.
Flying bicycle?
Yeah. It says it sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel, but British inventors John Foden and Yannick Reid came up with a bicycle that actually flies. The Explorer Air Paravello is comprised of a folding bicycle and lightweight trailer that contains a biofuel-powered fan motor. The motor turns the fan, and with enough of runway, it can reach up to 25 miles per hour in the air and 4,000 feet in altitude.
Okay, so it's probably just kind of like a really big drone.
Yeah.
It's got giant fans to
I wouldn't
give it lift.
I wouldn't ride it, but
oh hell no! Recently I've tried to ride a bicycle, and I forgot how. So the saying of it's just like riding a bike. Well, I done forgot how to ride a bike.
Okay, the next one here is dolphins sleep with one eye open. Smart, but I can't imagine having to sleep with one eye open.
That'd be a very unrestful night's sleep.
That sounds like torture.
Especially since they gotta do it underwater.
Oh, maybe it's better because it's underwater.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't think they have to.
Their eye won't dry out.
Oh, it's salt water. I bet that would burn. But I assume they're, made to live there. So, but
it's known to be one of the smartest animals on the planet.
Well,
because they can conserve their brain power, and they can be constantly on the lookout for predators. So they've developed a neat trick of maintaining partial consciousness, even as a part of their brain sleeps. Whoa, half asleep and half of it. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty cool.
I know that dolphins have the second largest. I guess one of the ways they judge intelligence is its body to brain ratio. So they have a very similar body to brain ratio as we do. So they think that dolphins could have the same capacity for learning as we do. We just have the benefit of these guys.
Yeah, they just
not much you can do with some fins and flippers.
Yeah.
If humans could only do this, I don't think we would have gotten as far as we did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this one's not very interesting, but oh wait, maybe it is. Vacuum cleaners were originally horse-drawn. It says one of the earliest. That's so funny.
I'm just imagining having your horse walk through your house pulling your vacuum cleaner. No. I feel like that would create more of a mess.
Oh, if it took a crap.
Well, it's full of the vacuum cleaner, so there goes your vacuum cleaner.
No. It says that the vacuum cleaner had to be hauled house to house via horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, okay.
Its giant horses were popped through the windows of customers, and a gas-powered motor generated the suction and pulled the dirt and debris into a glass container where onlookers could gawk at the volume of filth coming from their neighbors' homes. Oh, I if my home was super filthy, I wouldn't want the whole neighborhood kid to come and gawk at it. That sounds awful.
Oh, let's go see
back in the day
how filthy John's carpet is. Oh, look, the vacuum's pulling up to his house. Screw that.
We have the internet now, so I don't think many people would be interested in that.
Imagine today's society but with back then's vacuum technology. And we just had to wait for the vacuum guy to come by that day.
That would be
and awful. It's like, okay, let's vacuum the house. And then people filming that and then posting it on YouTube. And then, you'd have these huge communities of people like bashing people for their filth.
I doubt the houses could be as filthy as they were back in the day.
Keemstar would have a whole segment just on the stuff that came out of Ethan Klein's vacuum.
Yeah.
It would be ridiculous. And I kind of want it.
I don't want anything Keemstar.
No, I want that. I want that vacuum world just for the comedy on YouTube. Or just to be able to mock the absurdity of some of the people who are spending their whole day thinking they're important by talking about people's vacuums leave-ins. I don't know what else it would be called. Okay.
Was that interesting enough?
The largest padlock in the world weighed 916 pounds. That's a big lock.
How would you unlock it?
Better question.
How would you?
What would you put it on?
Yeah.
What would you need a lock that big for?
Somebody locking down their car in a weird way.
And would the lock-picking lawyer be able to pick it?
Lock-picking lawyer?
You obviously don't watch enough YouTube.
No.
Well, actually, that really goes to show you the scope of YouTube, because he's a very popular YouTuber. He's a locksmith, and he people will send him locks, and he'll pick them. And I don't think there's been a lock yet that he couldn't pick.
Interesting. A YouTube channel just set out to picking locks.
Yeah. Okay. Some of his videos are only a minute and a half long because that's how easy they were. He gets millions of views on every video. Very popular.
I don't think I would. I'm too invested in the YouTube channels I watch already.
Sure. What's that one?
To spend hours on watching people pick locks. Yeah.
McDonald's introduced drive-through service due to the military.
Yeah, it said the restaurant based in Sierra Vista, Arizona, located near the Fort. You say it.
Fort
Huachuca.
Chucha. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
We're going to get
miserably right now.
We're going to get screamed at by military members, and
I apologize. Huachuca, military installation. So the military rules forbade the soldiers from wearing their military uniforms in public, and they weren't about to change into civilian clothes just to grab a burger and run back to base. So the restaurant manager, David Rich, came up with a solution: cut a hole into the wall and allow members of the military to pick up their orders without stepping out of their car. The convenience and simplicity of the idea quickly caught on.
I can imagine how he must have sounded when he first suggested it. Okay. New idea for our restaurant. Yeah, what's that, boss? We're going to bust a hole in that wall, and we're going to just hand people burgers through the hole in the wall. It's like, but where are they going to eat their food? In their car. And back then, that must have been people weren't as casual as we are. I can only imagine that most people wouldn't have even dreamt of eating in the car.
No, having a car was a big deal back
Yeah,
in the day.
yeah, it was a much bigger deal than it is now. We think of cars as expensive now. Back then, cars were kind of rare. Like, most people didn't drive. Oh, wait, what year was it? Did it say? Well, it's McDonald's. It would have been a long time ago.
Actually, it doesn't say.
Well, I'm assuming it was before.
Just said the first McDonald's drive-thru.
I'm assuming it was before the 1950s, because in the 50s they had the drive up. You drive up and they'd bring the food to your car. So if they had that at that time, then they wouldn't have had to make the, for the military members, they could have just driven up.
All right, you're right. This next one is weird. Alfred Hitchcock was frightened of eggs.
The horror guy was afraid of eggs.
Yeah. It says here.
Was it the cholesterol, or did he just not like the texture?
Listen to the way he explains this. This is one of the ones I read in advance.
Okay.
He's terrified audience with movies like Psycho and The Birds, but he considered himself an ovophobe, someone frightened of eggs. He explained to an interviewer in 1963, "I'm frightened of eggs, worse than frightened. They revolt me. That white round thing without any holes, and when you break it inside, there's that yellow thing, round without any holes. Blood is jolly red, but egg is yolk yellow. Revolting. I've never tasted it." I don't believe that. You really expect me to believe his parents never gave him an egg when he was a little kid?
Better yet, have you never had bread? If you had bread, you've had egg.
Maybe he meant over easy eggs or something.
Maybe.
But he didn't say so.
What was it called again? A whatophobe?
Ovophobe.
Ovophobe?
Someone frightened of eggs. I've never heard of an ovophobe before.
Neither have I.
In fact.
But I'm going to start accusing people of being one. Just to see the reaction.
Then you can tell them about Alfred Hitchcock. That's a pretty interesting phobia. Just wow.
Yeah, I love eggs. Eggs are great.
Yeah, me too.
Over easy, scrambled, deviled. They're all good.
Okay, the old saying, sweat like a pig. Pigs don't sweat. They're born with no sweat glands. So that's why they need their muddy pit. To cool off.
Huh. I guess I'm not a pig then because I sweat.
Yeah. You can point that out. See. Oh, that's really cool. There's a Lego bridge in Germany that you can walk across.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Wow. It's Lego, though. I don't know how much to trust it.
Is it actually
I'm
made
weird
of
about
Legos?
bridges. It says it's made of Legos. And Wuppertal? Some to Lego brick, also known as Lego Bridge. A bridge that looks like it's made of...
Oh, looks like it's made of Legos.
Made of candy-colored Lego bricks, providing a foot and bike way for those looking to cross over the street. Despite appearances, the bridge is not made of giant plastic bricks, however, but concrete, and was painted to look like... Okay, that makes me feel better. I was going to say...
Yeah, I don't think they could actually make a working bridge out of Legos. That would be dangerous.
For 20 years, a cat served as mayor of an Alaskan town.
I want to live in that town.
It only has 772 people in it.
I bet that town was
He's the honorary mayor. They never had a mayor.
Well, Mayor McScratchins is
Stubbs.
Oh, Mayor Stubbs.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he was the best mayor ever.
Sorry, I shouldn't be using my phone, but
he was a good boy. He was a good mayor.
Yeah, he greeted tourists for years and became the beloved symbol of the town.
Wow.
Cute.
Probably got more done than most mayors.
Now, this I thought was fascinating. This is one of the ones that I had seen. I quickly zoomed down the list to see if there was anything interesting. Squirrels are behind most of the power outages in the U.S. I had no idea, but the American Public Power Association says that they're the most frequent causes of the outages, and the APPA even developed a data tracker called the Squirrel Index, and it analyzes the patterns and timing of squirrels' impact on electrical power system.
Wow.
So it turns out peak times of the year for squirrel attacks are from May to June and October to November. I'll remember that next time I get a power outage during those time periods and wonder.
No, you can just lay there and be like, damn squirrels.
Oh, I love squirrels. They're so cute. They tunnel or chew through the electrical insulation, or becoming a current path between electric conductors. It sounds like it's bad. It would be bad for the squirrels. So
yeah,
I hope they can fix that.
Yeah.
Okay, spiderwebs were used as bandages in ancient times.
Where do you get that many spiderwebs?
I
don't want to know.
Call me crazy, but I wouldn't grab a spiderweb and put it on.
Yeah,
my wounds.
Freak out anytime I walk through a spiderweb. My brother one time notoriously started rolling in the middle of the street after he walked through a spiderweb. Granted, it was a big ass spiderweb. Yeah. It was just
pull
like,
him out of the road? Really?
Hell no. There's a spiderweb on him. I'm not going to help him. You got to stomp the spider to death. Well, it's on him.
Funny story.
I didn't actually stomp him. I more or less looked at him like he was a crazy person, because it was like we're walking and all of a sudden, rolling around on the street.
That sounds very funny.
Yeah.
Sorry for your brother to go through that, though.
It was very confusing at the time.
You didn't know it was up at first?
No.
He just stopped, dropped, and rolled.
Yeah. At least I know he's good if he's in a fire. He knows the procedure.
Wow. Oh yeah, a woman who lost her wedding ring found it 16 years later on a carrot in her garden.
Huh. How did that happen?
She lost it while cooking for Christmas 1995. She looked everywhere for it, and even had her kitchen floor pulled up, hoping she could find it. But she wouldn't see it again until 2012, while gardening 16 years later. Wow.
Damn.
Now that is 1 in a billion.
Yeah.
1 in a trillion. I mean, I've never heard of carrots coming up with things around them.
No, me neither.
So, 1/4 of all your bones are located in your feet.
Yeah, you got a lot of bones in your feet.
No wonder it hurts so much when you bang your dang foot.
Same thing in your hands. You got a lot of small bones all up in here.
Yeah. So the joints allow your feet to absorb and release energy efficiently.
Mm.
It's one of the reasons humans can outrun any other animal in an endurance race.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Most animals can only run for a short amount of time.
Oh, wow.
It's only humans that are like, oh, I'm going to go on a fun run and, go on a 5K. No, most animals, if they're running from something. They don't usually just do it for fun.
Look at this, cool. Blood donors in Sweden receive a text when their blood is used.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
and morbid.
Nice. Well, no, that's nice to know that your blood got used to save somebody's life, and it didn't go bad or go to waste or something. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It says a common issue with blood donation, along with other types of charitable donations, is that if a donor doesn't know the recipient, it's harder to convince them that donating is worth it. But with this system, which started in 2012, potential donors in Sweden have proof that their contribution is going to be good use.
That's kind of cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not sure if we can say this word. You're more likely to get a computer virus from visiting religious sites than
X-rated sites.
Yeah.
Huh.
According to research from security firm Symantec, religious websites carry 3 times more malware threats than pornography sites. Symantec found that the average number of security threats on religious sites was around 115 compared to adult content sites, which carried 25. In fact, only 2.4% of adult sites were infected with malware. The researchers hypothesized that that's because PORN sites need to generate a profit, so there's a financial incentive to keeping them virus-free.
True.
To encourage repeat business. So what is this, like crazy people that give religious sites viruses?
Well, I'm assuming it's people who are trying to take advantage of old people. Because, the majority of people that visit those sites are probably older. But when it comes
You're talking about those the bad sites, the con artist ones.
Yeah. Well, but when you look at technology, the last 30 years, X-rated content has kind of driven the path. Like when X-rated movies started getting put on VHS rather than Betamax, VHS took over. And then a similar thing happened with DVDs. When they started putting that content on DVDs, player sales shot up. And then when it was HD DVD versus Blu-ray, they chose Blu-ray, and Blu-ray took off. And Betamax was actually a better quality video than VHS, but VHS could hold more.
Yeah, I did like my 9-hour VHS tapes, but if you recorded an SP, you only got 2-hour use out of it.
Yeah, but it looked way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, I can't even imagine having to go back to that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine not having a DVR nowadays, or not having a way to just watch something you want to watch? It's like, oh, I have to watch it at such and such time and sit through every single commercial.
I don't have a DVR, so.
Well, you have YouTube TV. It's the same difference. You don't have to sit through every commercial.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Like a commoner?
Look at this. I don't know if that's interesting enough, but
Cotton candy was invented by a dentist. Well, that right there is like, I need to find a way to give kids more cavities.
in 1897, at the World's Fair, as fairy floss. Wait, is English people still call it fairy floss?
Yeah. So
I've heard it on British TV.
that sounds conspiracy-ish. Did the dentist really want to get kids more candy by calling it floss? I'm calling shenanigans on this man. Shenanigans, but you made a great thing. You really did. Yeah, that was not that great. That's not unbelievable at all. Okay.
A New Orleans hotel offered a $15,000 stay to whoever stole the most outrageous item from them. In March 2019, the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans decided to celebrate its 125th anniversary by offering a free 7-day night stay in its presidential suite, along with complimentary private dinners and a spa treatment worth a whopping $15,000. But this wasn't a standard giveaway. The prize was only available to the person who returned the most outrageous item ever stolen from the hotel. But it doesn't say what the item was.
I'm trying to think, what would I try and steal that would be that outrageous? Maybe the sign.
That's a picture of the hotel, but I don't know if that chandelier or anything in it was what was stolen. Interesting.
Yeah.
Children of identical twins are genetically siblings, not cousins. I didn't know that.
Wow. Huh. I bet that would mess up some paternity tests.
Yeah, cousins whose parents are identical twins share 25% of their DNA instead of the usual 12.5%, while full siblings share 50% of their DNA. Half siblings share 25%. That's why, though children of identical twins are legally cousins, they're genetically the equivalent of half siblings.
Huh. Interesting.
Very interesting.
What if it's the same dad, though? What if it's like identical twins and they both were with the same person? Would it be full sibling then?
I saw a documentary on a pair of identical twins that were dating a pair of identical twins.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
So maybe their children are all siblings.
They all need to have babies and see, and then test them and see what it is. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
Giant tortoise, thought to be extinct for 100 years, was recently discovered in the Galapagos? Huh. It really goes to show you that we don't know what the heck is, in our forests, our waters.
Yeah.
Still holding out for Squatch.
It's a giant tortoise.
How the heck do you not notice a giant tortoise? They just think it's an odd rock that moves? What? The Goodyear blimp is the official bird of Redondo Beach, California.
If you live in our area, you would know what the Goodyear blimp is. I don't know how far away it flies.
I think it's just the South Bay. Which to anyone out there, the South Bay is like...
That's what she looks like.
South of LA.
When I was a kid, she was all silver. But this is the newest.
I think a lot of people know the Goodyear blimp from like sporting events because they usually fly it around like stadiums, and they'll actually truck it out to different places. I think there's like 5 or 6 different blimps, but we just happen to luck out and be.
Its airport is in Carson.
Yeah.
So we see it all the time.
Well, now people know where we are.
Okay.
Yeah. It only take 1 hour to drive to space. Oh yeah, because isn't it like
okay, so if you got into your car, turned on the ignition, and drove up to the sky at 60 miles per hour, it would take just 1 hour to get to outer space, according to astronomer Fred Hoyle. Of course, this is purely a theoretical, but it sure is fun to think about.
Yeah. The amount of copper on the Arizona Capitol building roof is equivalent to nearly 5 million pennies. Wow.
That's a lot of pennies.
That sounds heavy. I've tried to pick up one of those big water jugs full of pennies before. I guess pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I had a friend in elementary school, and his family had a bunch of those that they were saving up coins for his sister's college fund. And little did the family know he was constantly stealing out of them. He asked me one time, "Oh, you want to go to McDonald's?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't have any money." He was like, "Oh, I got some." He just started pouring out the change thing. Must have been frustrating for them. It's like, I put money in it every day.
I always give Tim my change. So. A cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds?
Damn. Well, clouds are rain. So
researchers found that a single cloud weighs about 1.1 million pounds.
Jeez.
How do they know? Well, the number is calculated by taking the water density of a cloud and multiplying it by its volume. Fortunately, the cloud can still float at that weight because the air below it is even heavier. Interesting.
What was that one? The Apollo 11 crew used hundreds of autographs as life insurance.
Oh, so the real chance that they wouldn't return from moon safely, leaving their families without financial support, and due to that danger, so they use autographs. That's pretty smart.
Like, were they selling them, or were they like, oh, well,
that the families would have been able to sell if they didn't make it home?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Luckily, they weren't needed. So.
Yeah. Back then, I feel like people really, really cared about the astronauts. Like, right now, most people, including myself, wouldn't be able to name everyone on the International Space Station.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah, you would know. That would be big news. Instead, we know what Kim Kardashian ate for lunch. But we don't know who's in outer frickin' space right now. Which, by the way, it was kale salad with quinoa.
Look at this. The Queen owns all the swans in England.
That's greedy.
According to British law, any unclaimed swan swimming in the open waters of England and Wales belongs to the Queen. The law originated in medieval times when swans were a delicacy for the wealthy. But it still stands today. Queen Elizabeth II also upholds the centuries-old tradition with the swans. Every year during the third week of July, all the swans in the River Thames are counted for the Queen in a practice called swan-upping.
Talk about a waste of government resources. Well, it's time to count the swans again. It's like, hey, Do we actually go out and count the damn swans, or do we just make up a number and tell the queen that's how many she owns? How can they ever get an actual accurate count of how many swans? They aren't all just sitting in the river. Like, they move around, they fly. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1,001, 1,002. Do I add or subtract that one?
Wow.
That seems like the most useless.
We should do a video on crazy British laws. We've already done our laws.
Yes. I feel that one is going to be good.
Yeah.
Because knowing how many crazy things the British do just normally, like their normal like pomp and circumstance when it comes to like you can't be in front of the freaking statue if you're wearing this or that.
I've never heard of that.
I do know one British law that the punishment is execution, is standing I think it was like within 1,000 feet of Buckingham Palace with a suspicious fish.
Wow, there's a law in the United States that has something to do with a suspicious fish too. How were fish once seen as suspicious? This
sounds fishy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. A fortune cookie company once foretold the lottery, resulting in 110 winners.
Whoa.
In 2005.
Wait. There's people that actually use their fortune cookies to play the lottery?
Yeah.
Hey.
So in 2005, one Powerball drawing had a shocking 110 second place winners who all attributed their luck to the fortune cookie.
How pissed would you be if you finally won the lottery and you got to now share it with that many people?
Yeah, it says that the Powerball was folks at Powerball were suspicious because there's typically just 4 or 5 second place winners. However, no foul play was involved. Wonton Food, a Chinese fortune cookie distribution factory in Long Island City, just so happened to correctly foretell 5 of the 6 winning numbers.
I wonder if they got a cut. Because technically, they were the first ones to guess those numbers.
Whoa, each winner took home $100,000 and $500,000, depending on how much they bet.
Oh, that's not bad.
Gotta play Powerball.
Yeah. Woman with 2 uterus gave birth to twins less than a month after having a baby.
Wow.
Ooh. That sounds like a bad time.
That sounds very painful.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that sounds no, thank you. A meteor exploded over Earth with the force of 10 atomic bombs, and everyone missed it.
You think of special body met a phenomenally fiery fate right above our heads, we notice. But when a meteor hit our atmosphere on December 18th, 2018, and exploded with a force that was 10 times the energy of the Hiroshima atomic bomb, it wasn't discovered by NASA scientists until after the fact. Turns out it went largely undetected because it took place over the Bering Sea in an area that was close but not directly on the path of commercial planes flying between North America and Asia. Wow.
It also goes to show you how on the scale of an atomic bomb going off, it's really quite small in comparison to the size of the Earth. Oh, that is adorable.
Louisiana is home to a rare pink dolphin.
That is adorable.
Wow.
And I thought dolphins were already cute. Now they're making like different colored dolphins.
It's named Pinky. Almost too
Aww.
adorable to believe.
Is
First
it like
spotted
an albino?
in 2007. It got its name from its surprising pink color, which is likely the result of a rare genetic condition.
Oh.
He was seen again in 2015 and 2018 while mating. Despite the fact that the fishermen have apparently seen her swimming with baby dolphins, they're not sure if she's their mother, especially since no news of any pinky baby dolphins has surfaced.
I want a purple dolphin.
I've never heard... That would be pretty. I've never heard of a moonbow. It's a rainbow that happens at night.
Huh.
Nor have I ever seen one.
Yeah, neither have I. Sounds like it would be very difficult to see.
Yeah.
Bumblebees can fly higher than Mount Everest?
Wow.
That's crazy. Did they just test this by going to the top of Mount Everest and letting some bumblebees go?
Now, they tracked 2 bees that were able to fly at more than 29,525 feet.
Jeez.
9,000 meters, which is higher than Everest. Admitted that they were shocked at how high they could fly. Wow. Well, we'll leave the rest of these for another time. We're only on 40.
Yeah, there's 62?
65.
65? Yeah, tomorrow we're definitely going to talk again about Sister Wives.
Yeah, that'll be a good episode.
I can't wait to see what happens with Cody getting kicked out of what he probably claims to be his own home.
Well, he always refers to the homes as the wives' homes.
But lately, I've heard him refer to the others as his home, and then when he talks about Robin's home, it's Robin's home.
He does it a little bit with everybody, but he has been talking about it a little differently lately.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, not a fan of Cody. I can't wait to see him.
Now I was done with him.
Finally feel rejected.
I was done with him when he didn't go to Isabel's scoliosis surgery. Yeah. Your daughter has scoliosis surgery, spine surgery, and you don't go?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Unforgivable. There's no way you could have kept me away. No, I just don't see how a parent does that.
Yeah.
No, I just don't get it. I was done with him then.
And the way he did the family went moving from to Arizona from Vegas. All the kids were doing super well. The one kid was going to be on the varsity football team.
Right, wrestling.
Wrestling team. And that's huge in a kid's life.
Yeah, Gabe. But Gabe has a girlfriend now in Arizona and is happy, so he did adjust.
Yeah, you adjust, but you never know where life could have taken him.
They weren't happy about moving at first. Gabe really was unhappy.
Well, you move and then you don't just sit there and be miserable for the rest of your life. Of course, you're going to try to adjust, but I just can't imagine having no say because no one else had say in it. He basically told them, "Oh, we're moving," and that's that.
Yeah, no, that would have to be a conversation with my partner. Nobody's telling me, "Oh, you're getting up and moving."
Yeah, and the way he says obedient.
The obedient wife?
Yeah, really rubs me the wrong way.
It's really gross.
The word obedient and people talking about being obedient just sickens
me.
To
their spouse.
Oh, to anybody.
Crazy.
Like, the word to me feels gross.
certainly was gross when he said it. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Well, until tomorrow, everybody. Have a great night.
Yep.
And we didn't talk about anything crazy. Actually, some stuff.
Thank you all for
See y'all later.
being here.
And
thank you to any of the new subscribers. We greatly appreciate it.
And someone out there, please get me a purple dolphin, because that sounds awesome. Bye.
Bye.